Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to film a tutorial showing you guys my updated way of applying my foundation and doing my contour. I have changed it a little bit, so let's go ahead and get started. I start off by moisturizing my face. I use the Glamglow Illuminating glow something. I will post it down below, but it has a really nice glow to it and I just like to apply it all over my face. This is the first thing I apply before doing my makeup, and then I use my Badescu facial spray, and it's not a setting spray or anything, it's not even a primer, it just moisturizes your face very well. Now I'm taking my Urban Decay Pore primer and I apply it all over my face. I do have pretty large pores, but I take very good care of my skin to make sure my pores don't get too enlarged. If I'm not doing like facial masks and rinsing with cold water, things like that, my pores do get very enlarged. So I just apply this all over my face. And then I take my Tarte setting spray, the Rainforest of the Sea setting spray. It's actually a 4-in-1, so it's a primer, refresher, setting spray, and a few other things, and another thing, I forget what it is. And I apply that after I put my Urban Decay primer on. And then for my foundation routine, I take my Cover FX Custom Cover drops, and these are just drops that you can mix with your normal foundation to lighten or darken. And I use the color N10 and I just dot it all over my face. For this stuff, a little does go a long way, so be careful not to overdo it. When I first started using this stuff, I did do a lot of it. And it was too much, so I just do a couple little dabs all over the place. And then I mix it with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I use the color Vanilla. It is a couple shades darker, maybe 1 or 2 shades darker than the Cover FX. And then I just go ahead and I take a very dense brush like this one. I got these Harley Quinn brushes at Walgreens. My best friend got them for me. And I just take the brush and I really just mix them together and put it all over my face. I don't try to rub it into my skin. Doing that can cause some cakiness. So you just kind of like dot it all over and buff it in and kind of like dab it on almost. Kind of like you would do with a beauty blender. That really helps for a smooth, flawless finish. Make sure you take it all the way down your neck as well. And if you see my boyfriend sitting behind me, I'm sorry. He was playing video games. Then I take my concealer. I'm using the NYX Cosmetics Above and Beyond concealer. This is my favorite concealer of all time. I use the color Porcelain. And I just apply that in a sort of triangle shape, extending out underneath of my eyes. I do kind of a lot. I also do the bridge and tip of my nose, my Cupid's bow, the sides of my mouth, my chin, and my forehead. And then I even take the concealer and really define my eyebrows. Just to make sure they are nice and sharp, because I like a dramatic brow. Then I take my beauty blender and I go ahead and I dampen it and I just spray some more setting spray on top of that concealer and I go ahead and blend it all out. Make sure you're dabbing with the beauty blender and not swiping or pushing too much. It will soak up all the products, so you want to make sure you dab it. And this is also the perfect opportunity to clean up your eye makeup. So I make a sharp line with the beauty blender and the concealer. Instead of using tape, tape can cause premature wrinkles. We don't want that. Go ahead and blend all of it out. Next, I'm taking my Kat Von D Translucent Setting Powder. I have tried the Laura Mercier setting powder and personally I don't like it. I think it really is too cakey and it starts creasing a lot and making these horrible spots on my face early on in the day, and I have tested both of them and I personally really like the Kat Von D Translucent powder much better. So I take a lot of it on my brush and I just dab it right on there. I do a little bit of baking. I don't do anything too crazy, and I don't let it sit for very long either. I do this because my face does tend to get oily and it does start creasing pretty quickly throughout the day. So doing this honestly helps save it from that, and I don't have to worry about it too much. I do have to touch it up a little bit, maybe a few hours into my day, but that's about it. I'm pretty good throughout the day. And then I take a big kabuki brush and I just put powder all over my face, my neck, and I just kind of blend it all together. And I wipe away all the excess powder from my small amount of baking. Next, I'm taking my Lorac Pro Contour Kit. I have used this for probably a year or two maybe now, and I use this darker color and the medium contour color, and I mix them together, and I take this angled bronzing brush and I go ahead and chisel out my cheeks. Now, I personally like a very dramatic contour, and not everybody likes that, and that is okay. You just would want to use a lighter color that would match your skin a little bit more, and maybe not bring it down so intense. If you don't want such a dramatic contour, I personally just like it. Everybody has their personal, things that they like, no biggie. And I just take it and I keep buffing it in and blending it until I got a good shape going on. I do kind of like it kind of harsh on the bottom portion, kind of like a line going on, and I like it blended up. And I do bring it to my cheek piercings. That's where I stop my contour. Some people bring it in closer to the mouth. I personally don't want to do that. Then I chisel out my jawline. I really blend this out. I like that to be pretty soft, the jawline. And I also bring the contour down just a little bit on my neck just to kind of blend it all together. I'm sorry, my camera keeps going in and out of focus because I'm moving around all over the place. And I do a tiny bit on my forehead. I don't feel it's too necessary to do a lot on my forehead, but I do like to do it just so it brings the whole contour together and brings the whole look together. Now I'm taking this tiny little Wet n Wild brush I got it from Walgreens for like $1 or $2, I think, and it's very small and angled slightly, and it's very thin. And I take the same contour colors and I contour my nose this way. So I basically just start where my eyebrows begin there, how I drew them in, and I just take a straight line on both sides and bring it straight down the center of my nose. I know there's a lot of ways to contour your nose, so find out what's best for you. I personally am okay with the shape of my nose. I just like for it to look a little bit thinner, and like I said, I feel like contouring all these parts on your face just kind of brings the whole look together and makes it look cohesive. I then blend it up into my shadow line and bring it to the tip of my nose and just kind of start blending the lines out. Blend it out with a beauty blender. I blend it out with a beauty blender. It's still a little damp, so I just gently tap it out and make sure there's no harsh lines. And it will just help your nose look a little bit thinner. Then I contour the middle of my Cupid's bow. I just take a little bit of the color and put it in the middle there. And I also do a little line below my bottom lip. If you've seen some of my other tutorials, you know that I do this. It just helps make your lips look a little bit more pouty and a little larger after you overline them. Then I use a very light blush. I don't like a dark blush. I like a very light, pretty one to just kind of blend the contour in a little bit more. And then I take my powder brush and really just buff it all in together. That way there's not too much harshness. Today I am using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. I'm using the Gleam one. I am taking this color up in the corner, the darker one, I think it's Mimosa, and I am putting that on my cheekbones first. And then I'm taking crushed pearl, and I'm putting that on top of all of that and bringing it around towards the end of my brow. I also put it on my brow bone. And then I put it on the very tip of my nose, and I take a really small thin brush and put it on the top of the bridge of my nose, just very lightly on the top. That will help that nose contour come out a lot. And then I contour the 2 lines around the Cupid's bow and the top of my lips. And then I just add it all over the place some more. I just go crazy with the highlight. But this is the finished look for my foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it taught you something new. This is just the way I personally like to do it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you soon. Bye guys.